What was I put on this earth to do? What am I meant to accomplish? What is my life's task? These questions are all different sides of the same coin. They are all trying to find an answer to the age-old query, what is my purpose? This question has plagued mankind for probably as long as mankind has existed, and people have always struggled to find an answer. The question is in no way subtle. It eats away at us like piranhas tearing apart their prey. It makes us doubt our every step. It calls into question everything we do. If what we're doing isn't directly related to our purpose in some way, then it's a mistake, a detour, nothing more than a waste of time. We should stop it immediately and move on to something that can push us closer to our ultimate calling. We need to find our purpose, that thing that will motivate us every single day, that will solve all of our problems in life, that will make us happy. That's where our time and effort should be focused, not towards regular everyday tasks, but towards finding that one special thing. Nothing else matters. But what if none of that is true? What if people struggle so much to find their one true purpose because they focus so heavily on trying to find it? What if people in the past didn't even concern themselves with the idea of purpose? What if finding your purpose is a trap? We've all heard the phrase, or some version of the phrase, the more you seek, the less you find. I've talked about ideas similar to this in the past in relation to happiness. You can check out that video up here. But to summarize, when you focus so hard on finding something, when you try to force something into happening, you become less likely to actually find it. Purpose works in a similar way because you can't force it to show up, and if you try, you'll just be disappointed with how purposeless everything else feels. On top of that, I think people already have a skewed sense of how it will actually feel to find their purpose. We tend to think that once we find it, life will somehow become easier. We'll always feel energized and ready to work. We'll never have off days. We'll be happy. The moment we find our purpose, everything will just click. But in psychology, this is known as the arrival fallacy, a mistaken belief that once we achieve a certain goal, we'll be happy and fulfilled. Sadly, this is nothing short of hopeless optimism. Sure, when we first find our purpose, we'll have that sense of invincibility, like we finally have a sense of direction, like we know exactly what we need to do, but it won't make struggles go away, nor will it provide you with an endless source of motivation. Plus, the idea that it will begins with the belief that we have a one true purpose in the first place. French neuroscientist and author Anne-Laure Le Cunff challenges the idea of having a one true purpose and claims that our hyperfixation on it is actually a result of modern self-help culture. In her new book, Tiny Experiments, she includes a graph showing that the use of the phrase, find your purpose, in books only took off in the last 20 years. Before that, it was pretty rare to see that phrase in literature. Furthermore, in a recent interview she did with Ali Abdaal, she went as far as to say, finding one true purpose is equally restrictive as a traditional career once was. When we focus so intensely on finding that one thing we're meant to be doing, we inadvertently develop tunnel vision, and as such, we end up missing out on opportunities that could have been super rewarding even if they weren't necessarily our purpose. Sadly, we often don't even notice these opportunities because our relentless pursuit of purpose has left us like a horse with blinders, only capable of focusing on a single path laid out in front of us, one that we don't even realize is just a loop. This is how trying to find your purpose can become a trap. Maybe the path you're on doesn't even lead to it, but you're so intent on finding it that you don't allow yourself to look in different directions or try different things for fear of missing out on what may lie ahead. But you've already seen what lies ahead. You're stuck in a loop. If you can relate to this in any way, if you ever felt trapped while trying to find your purpose, please let me know in the comments. I just want people to know that they're not alone in this. So, how do we escape this trap? Well, Le Cunff urges us to shift away from seeking a singular ultimate purpose in life and lean towards embracing purpose as an ever-evolving, lived experience, much like everything else. She posits that our purpose is shaped by our daily actions and decisions. As such, it's subject to change along with whatever our interests are at any given time. So instead of being something that we simply find, our purpose is something we create, or rather, something that develops out of the things we choose to do. This approach to purpose allows for more flexibility when navigating this highly confusing and gray area of life. It encourages us to not just stick to a single path, but to explore the world, experiment with our various interests, and allow our purpose to take shape through those means. Another approach to finding your purpose that's in that same vein is to simply ask yourself, what adds meaning to your life right now, in this moment? What do you truly care about that you can take action towards today? Even if whatever you're drawn to right now doesn't ultimately lead towards that one thing, chances are it will provide you some insight towards the things you really care about and the things you really want to do. Like I said previously, finding your purpose should be seen as a lived experience, and just choosing to focus on the things that excite you here and now in the hopes that they'll bring you infinitesimally closer to that one purpose is a great way to live that experience. So just follow your interests, pursue them with childlike curiosity and wonder, focus your efforts on these, and allow them to lead you wherever they may. Now, whatever approach you decide to take towards finding that thing or those things that make you feel alive, at some point there will probably come a time when you feel inspired, like you found your purpose. In these moments, I would highly encourage you to give yourself to them fully and completely. One of my all-time favorite authors is Charles Bukowski. If you've ever read any of his books or his poetry, then you can say without a shadow of a doubt that his purpose in life was to be a writer. He would probably argue that apart from drinking, writing was the only thing he was ever good at. But when writing about his purpose, when he was writing about being a writer, he once said, "When it is truly time, and you have been chosen, it will do it by itself, and it will keep on doing it until you die, or it dies in you. There is no other way, and there never was." When you find that thing that drives you, that stirs something inside you, when you find that thing that you can't stop doing or thinking about, no matter how difficult the process becomes, you must follow it through to completion. If it's what you do for the rest of your life until you die, great, you achieved your life's purpose. If it dies within you and you stop doing it long before you leave this earth, great, you achieved your life's purpose. Maybe there's another one, figure out what the hell that is. The point is this, when you find that thing, even if it's just one of many things, you can't allow it to pass you up, but in order to do that, you have to be open to receiving it, and you have to have the bandwidth to recognize it in the first place. So please, for the love of all that is holy, stop focusing so damn intensely on finding your purpose. Start focusing on what makes you curious, what brings you meaning today, here and now, not what might bring you meaning someday. Because when you're open to new things, when you're paying attention, when you've done the work and it's your time, your purpose will show up. It always has, and it always will. But with that, thank you for watching, consider subscribing and consider watching this video next, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.